edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friends?
Oh, dude, doing pretty well, man. Happy Friday. Pumped for the weekend. Gonna rain, but hey, it'll give you more incentive to stay in, watch some golf and baseball, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been telling everybody I know, look out for me Sunday, 18th green. I will be there as the tournament concludes. So I know Tony will be locked in, keyed into that. So I'm definitely pumped up for that. And also, we're going to put this on the shelf, but just wanted to show, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This is a golf paperweight. And me and Tony were saying we've never had a paperweight before. Sam's grandma actually gave me this for my birthday.
Yeah.
She's a big golfer herself, so she knows how much I like golf. So it was a very thoughtful addition to the gifts she had given me. So really appreciate that. We're going to put this up on the shelf after the show. But just wanted to show it off to all of you. And, so much to talk about today. Obviously the Travelers Championship in progress. We'll talk about the debacle in the Bronx last night and what we have in the world of baseball coming up on the weekend. Also wanted to give a special shout out. I mentioned how I was going to Gabriel's last night, in Westport. Me and Sam had an amazing dinner. I was filling the boys in progress. I know they were riled for that. Tony's mouth was watering as I was saying the texts. But what a spot. First class. You could just tell as soon as you pull in, everybody, just on the fancier side. I was only wearing, a polo shirt, like a t-shirt, like long sleeve t-shirt and shorts. But you got the hostess all dressed up and stuff. And then I sent you guys the picture. First restaurant I've ever been to, stuffed sausage bread on the house.
That's crazy, dude.
So that was awesome. They also had regular bread, whipped butter. I know Tony's a whipped butter guy.
Yeah,
Could we explain about this?
I don't know. I feel like I just don't experience whipped butter a lot.
Okay.
So it's just like when I see it, it's cool, but it's like, it does. I don't know. I kind of don't like how airy it is sometimes, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha. But
why you like it?
Yeah, no, but I like regular butter too.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. To me, isn't it? Am I wrong to say though? Doesn't it like taste the same? It's just the texture.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's how we got started. And then I did actually end up getting the meatball, Tony. And it was big, but but I'm saying it wasn't no lie, it was about this size.
Oh, besides the paperweight?
Yeah. So I don't know. Price point, maybe it could have been a little bigger or no. What do you think?
And
$20 figure a meatball like this.
And they give you just one meatball.
Yeah, cut it up.
In sauce, obviously.
In sauce, cheese. It was very good.
Little ricotta cheese?
Mozzarella.
Oh, mozzarella on it? Oh my God, dude.
So that was very good. And then I got the penny vodka shrimp. And then a side of broccoli rabe, which was outstanding before a little oil happened to spill on my shirt. But Sam's working on it now, the shout. So it's sitting in her bathroom sink at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get that stain out. But it was outstanding. And I know Matthew would have appreciated the penny vodka because we always talk about he likes kind of an in-between color on the sauce. He doesn't like the super pink vodka sauce.
Right.
And that's exactly what this was. It wasn't too creamy. It wasn't too rich. Chunks of prosciutto in it. Unbelievable. And then the shrimp, the jumbo shrimp. You can tell they're fresh. Tail on, cut it up.
Nice pop to them.
Nice pop to them. The broccoli rabe was fresh, lots of oil and garlic. So that was outstanding. Sam got the filet and baked potato.
The filet?
Yes, the filet, and gave it a 10 out of 10. So needless to say, next time we're having a date night, we will be back there for sure.
Nice. You and I. Did you taste the filet, dude?
Actually I didn't because I was so full because I had this because Sam can't eat the sausage bread because there's cheese in it. So I had 3 pieces of that plus some regular bread. Then we're having the meatballs. Then we're having the broccoli. Yeah, so it was a heavy dinner to say the least, but definitely enjoyed it. But a great birthday week for the both of us for sure. And speaking of that, we have a few comments here.
Oh yeah, dude, ripping it early and often. Renee, backwards hat Barnes,
It's
baby.
been a while. We talked about it. It has been a while.
Michael says, nice, so awesome. Let's go to the paperweight. Renee loves it as well. She wishes Sam a happy birthday and a nice woohoo. A woo-woo.
Let's go. Renee and Michael, two of the best in the business, Tony. Yeah, that's for sure. So much to talk about. We'll start with the Travelers Championship currently in progress. Yesterday, Denny McCarthy was your leader after round 1, shooting a 60, 2 off the course record. Adam Scott was actually in position to be leading this tournament. He had an unfortunate double bogey on number 17. Tried to cut the corner a little too much, had to take a drop. So that made him shoot 62 instead of 61 or 60. But he's recovered today and is one under par through 7. But right now, your leader is Eric Cole, who was a stone's throw away from winning the Honda Classic, with Chris Kirk a couple of months ago. Great story. I think he's 31 years old, 32 years old, a rookie, played a lot on the Korn Ferry Tour. So looking for that elusive first PGA Tour win. He shot 64 yesterday in his 4 under in his round today through 13 holes, starting on the back 9. And who's had a ridiculous round is actually a personal favorite, really, of all of us on the show, but specifically Michael, Ricky Fowler. I'm going to just pull up the numbers now, but I believe it was he had made either 4 or 5 birdies in a row today. But I'm going to just pull up the exact scenario here. And it looks like he's actually on the course now putting for par. We're going to see if he makes this 5 foot 2 inches. You would think it's a mere formality of Mr. Fowler, and he sinks it to the bottom of the cup. So talking about a ridiculous round, Tony. So he started on number 10, bogeys 10, pars 11, and then birdies 12, 13, 14, and 15.
Whoa.
Pars 16, birdie 17, and then bogeys 18, and he's parred the last 3 holes. So a lot of up and down for Ricky. And also, he started this round 1 over, so in jeopardy of missing the cut. Now at 3 under, I think still needs another birdie or 2, but has put himself in a lot better footing than he was entering this second round here. Another guy that's been up and down, John Rahm. He's currently on number 2, started on the back 9. He's 1 over today. And like I had said, I know in the past the cut's been 4 under, as he just misses a birdie putt. So he's going to be through, I guess, what would be 11 holes at 2 under par. So needless to say, some work from Mr. Rahm. But today, he bogeyed 10, birdied 13, bogeyed 16 to shoot 1 over on the front, parring number 1 and 2. Victor Hovland staring a 62-foot, 1-inch birdie putt here on number 1. Started on the back, 5 under par. It's coming down to the hole. Will it have enough? And that's going to be about 2 feet, 3 feet for a par for Victor Hovland to remain at 5 under par. So Tony's guy,
let's go, baby,
off to a decent start here at the Travelers Championship. Very interesting. Who else? And he's actually putting now. Scotty Scheffler going for a birdie. He's 7 under par. Another great round yesterday, shooting 63. He's even today. This putt from 12 feet, 7 inches would get him to 8 under. But he was saying after the round yesterday, already on a Thursday, a day where, rain in the forecast, He said the crowd was much more vibrant and louder as he just misses the birdie putt. So he'll that rolls out a little bit. A little work left for Scotty here, but he should remain at 7 under. He said it was stronger on a Thursday than it was the entire U.S. Open. What an indictment, Tony, or no?
I would say so, yeah. Right? Because weren't we talking about yesterday how like Travelers not a lot of people go to?
No.
Or
the
U.S. Open, rather.
U.S. Open.
Yeah.
They cheat the tickets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think we'll have to worry about that moving forward. You know, there's not going to be a U.S. Open there for a while. But you know, it's just it's really a shame that happened. But hey, I guess that's in the past now, and I cannot wait to be out on the course on Sunday and seeing who's going to win this tournament. You know, we've had some low scores already. I would think that's going to continue throughout the rest of the week. So just to give you, you know, an update on the rest of the golfers here. So I mentioned Adam Scott. He's currently tied for second with McCarthy at 9 under par. Cole's still leading at 10 under. Tied for fourth. It's a crowded field here. Zach Blair, a guy I'm not familiar with, 8 under par. He's 3 under on his round through 13 holes today. Lucas Herbert, 8 under par. He's 5 under today through 9.
Wow.
So some low numbers early here. Sunjay Im, tied for fourth. And he's 8 under, including 3 under through 9 today. You got Keegan Bradley, who shot 62, the early leader yesterday. He tees off at 12:40. Rory McIlroy on a little bit of a heater today. He's 5 under through 10. He sits tied for 8th and actually had a hole-in-one yesterday. And I think we usually like to show hole-in-ones, Tony.
Yeah, let's do it.
It was from 200, I think, in 3 yards out, which is pretty impressive.
I would say it's really impressive.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, first career hole-in-one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be it. ESPN, the ad, dude. This is crazy. Can I get just like a... That's what I should have just done. Just went to Twitter. Beautiful. Here we go, dude.
Look at the people out there.
Oh, wow.
A little laggy?
Yeah, right. Was.
Look at the people out there.
Look at the people out there.
They always show out for this event. They really do. It's
Wow.
a real community event.
Oh, do it.
What a shot.
Wow.
Over 200 yards away. And do you know, Tony, Rory McIlroy
Well, that's one way to
has
solve the
played
putting
over
woes. Take the
1,100
putter out of the
rounds
equation.
on the
An
PGA
ace
Tour, first hole-in-one.
for Rory
That's crazy.
McIlroy
Yeah.
on the 8th hole from 218 yards.
So, it's pretty
Pretty hype.
impressive stuff out of there. And obviously, he's carried, that forward momentum into today. As like I said, he's 5 under on his round. It'll be interesting to see kind of, where he finds himself. And Denny McCarthy, right now, he's playing number 7. He's looking to have, going for birdie here in the co-lead, but it's a 41 foot 9-inch putt.
Holy cow.
But we saw what Nick Taylor did at the Canadian Open in the playoffs. So once you see something like that, you really, really can't, rule anything out. So we're going to see, what he does there. So
Is he making the putt? Oh, he blew it.
No, it's coming towards the hole. It looks like he's left it outside. So he'll have about 2 feet there to clean up a par and remain at 9 under. Some other notables, Tom Kim with a nice round of 69 yesterday. He's 5 under through 10. And also we have 2-time majors champion Zach Johnson. A guy whose name, we don't hear too much, He's off to a nice start today as well. He's 4 under through 9, started on the back, following up a 68 from yesterday. So, like I keep saying, a lot of low numbers out there, a lot of bigger names in contention. So it's just something that you love to see. That is for sure. And I'll keep you guys posted the rest of the way. A lot of notables we'll tee off later, like Tony's guy Patrick Cantlay ended up with a 65 yesterday, but he's teeing off at 12:30. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. John Rahm, I guess we'll go last live shot here. He's still at 2 under, playing the third hole here, par 4, 430. It seems like a pretty wide open fairway here. Decent sized gallery to the right. So we'll see what Rahm can do off the tee here, as he's currently fritzing around that cut line, tied for 63rd. He's given the right finger, pointing right here. So is Rahm, and he is in the bunker. I just, with Rahm, I don't know what's happened. He was so consistent to start this season, and he has been anything but consistent the past, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks. Really not sure what's going on with him, but we will keep you posted as we move along. And before we move to baseball, one more comment here.
Yes, we have the Nifty NFT company coming in after a little while off. Let's go, fam. Miss you guys. Hope everyone has been doing good, dude.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll see you at the stadium.
Oh my goodness. If you could change your pick to win, who would it be, Brian? You picked Rahm, right?
I did pick Rahm. Jeez. I still, like, this is what I'm going to say. I'll still stick with Rahm, but if you're like holding me hostage to change my pick, I would actually take Rory, just because it's the Travelers, Tony. He's won a bunch of PGA. I think he has got 21 PGA Tour victories in his career. A tournament like this, I know that the fan sport's great, but just the pressure is not there. It's an easier course. So that's why I would feel he would have full confidence in himself and to get this thing done.
Right.
So that's what about you?
If I had to change hostage.
Yeah.
I'll go with Scotty. I think big.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even though everybody knows he's good, I don't know if it's the fact that he just has the one major, but do you feel like he's like a tad underrated?
I guess so. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's well rated. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of like victories to show, that he's like so good. So, proof is in the results here, which he does do well. He's, for the most part consistent. We talked about him yesterday and everything. But I think he needs to get over that hump of getting some more wins,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they're gonna come.
Yeah.
And there is some stat, like just his over under par on the PGA Tour. I'm pretty sure since, like, I don't know if it's the start of this. I think it is the start of this season. He's like minus like 40 ahead of everybody else.
Wow.
He's that consistent. So that's why I'm saying, he's having a really good year. And I think it just speaks to how hard it is to win on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you can do it though.
We'll keep you posted on the Travelers. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Yep.
And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Throw deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So not much good things. And I know I said that grammatically. That was a nightmare grammatically. And Tony, I mean, don't give the Mariners an extra run here. Come on. 10-2.
Oh, sorry, 10, my bad.
We already gave up enough as it is. But as you can tell by that score, was not a close game. Was a complete dumpster fire. Luckily, I was at Gabriel's. So I was not watching this. Just
TVs there, by the way?
No TVs.
No. Fancy restaurant.
But like, what I know we have talked about this, but with restaurants, like, just generally speaking, because sometimes breweries do it. I mean, I guess they do it. I don't think it's a cost saving measure. I think it's like experience. Like, what do you think about places not having TVs?
I mean, I think there's a time and a place for a TV, like obviously like a Buffalo Wild Wings, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, any type of bar, et cetera, et cetera. TV at the bar is fine. But TV in the restaurant, like, I just don't think that's really, it's definitely not, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say the term high class, but it's not fancy. You go to a restaurant, like you said, it's about experiencing the restaurant. Like a big TV is distracting. Like, the restaurant Mike, Renee, and Mike's mom went to, Prime 111 or whatever it's called in Trumbull.
You're acting like I haven't been there 20 times.
Yeah, I know. I just don't remember the name.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The giant TV on the wall outside, cool. But I'm like watching TV at dinner, and it's like,
I don't know, though. I don't.
Time and a place, I think, for it. Gabriel's, I don't think would be a time and a place.
I just feel like, though, why can't you? I mean, I know you said it was outside, and then I don't know. I guess outside seating is different, but I feel like, why is it? Wow, John Rahm with a nice shot from 134 out.
Going back to John Rahm. I'm going back.
He'll probably have about 8 feet to move to 3 under if he can make this birdie on number 3. Now, what I was going to say is, like, no matter where you are, though, why can't we have TVs at the bar? That's one thing I've never seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. At least like a TV at the bar. Like, come on. There was no TV at the bar?
No, there was no TV at the bar. No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Don't you think, like, well, what's the point of not having it? Like, we need to have like conversation with the bartenders. Like, I don't know.
No, at the bar, we converse about what's the game,
Yeah, no, exactly. So I don't know. I never understand that, and especially the whole the whole thing with like breweries not having TVs. Tell me why that makes sense.
I don't know.
I think they're cheap.
I'm honestly, I'm trying to think. Like, Two Roads doesn't have any TVs, I don't think, right?
No,
they do. I think in Area 2 they do.
Oh, I've never been to Area 2. I've only been the original area.
Yeah, no.
Is Area 2 nice?
Yeah, Area 2 is really nice.
Is it like actually like new? Because how like Area 1, or I don't know if it's called that, but it's like very rustic looking.
Yeah. I would say Area 2 still kind of has that little bit of vibe.
Okay.
But there's an outdoor area too, like a big deck in Area 2.
There's an outdoor Area 2 in Area 2?
Yes.
Okay. You could have said as well.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
We're going Kramer Fridays, Tony.
But yeah, even where else was I at?
I hate when I do this.
Kick them.
I know I'm getting so random today, but you have a little, like, you start itching your leg, you don't realize there's like a little, like, I don't, whatever it's
like a cut or something.
Yeah,
there?
yeah, and then it just starts bleeding. So now it's on my hand. Like, it's not.
Do you need a paper towel?
It's dry blood, Tony. So it's I'm gonna have to just go wash in the sink after. So
wow, you might as well just go home and shower again. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I haven't been to Two Roads in a really long time. I don't know.
Dude, we should go there, dude. It's a solid spot.
Yeah.
Bad Sons. Have you been to Bad Sons?
I'm trying to think.
In Branford or Danbury? No. Derby. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Great spot, although no TVs, but they got like mad games, like Giant Connect 4, checkers, a shuffleboard, play Jenga, which is nice that they do that.
I think somewhat locally, in the area, I would say I've been most impressed with Dockside. And I know it's like the outside area, but I just think atmosphere-wise, I think it's the best. I mean, Stony Creek is very good as well.
Love Stony Creek,
but that's a little further.
It's kind of deep, dude. It's not worth.
Like you could almost walk to Dockside. I know, like you can't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, literally between Dockside, honestly, and Two Roads, like I can walk to both of those places. But Dockside, like, I don't know how you feel about Dockside, but I think the food there is horrendous.
Well, you see, the thing with me is I don't really like eat food at breweries. To me, like, you go to dinner after the brewery.
No, yeah, I agree, but also like to me, like Dockside, I know it's called Dockside Brewery, like they brew their beer there, but it's like that is a restaurant, Yeah. And I was talking one time I was talking because the service there is also horrific because it's always so fucking packed. I understand that too, but it's like I was talking to one waiter one time we were there, because we were just taking forever for the food, and they're like, oh yeah, well, we got like 2 kitchens and there's like chefs and like there's an upstairs kitchen, a downstairs kitchen they both use, I guess. He's like, oh, there's a lot of like a chef like left or something, and we're working both kitchens. There's miscommunication, whatever. Explaining the whole thing. It just sounds like an absolute shit show there, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, like I said, I never really like count on the breweries, but I understand what you're saying, and it's just one of those things. Like you think about airports, you think about golf courses. It's
Right.
like food is food. Good food is good food. Like,
Right.
how are you in the food industry if your food's not good?
Yeah.
I'll never understand that. I know save money, but like just do something else. Like
Yeah.
how do you, like I don't know. That's something that is just like that's a rigged situation.
No, yeah, and I totally agree. And I honestly, I mean, I get it, dockside atmosphere, the drinking, whatever. You're outside, it's cool, but it's like that place is just like getting packed like every weekend, and people are getting their food there. I'm just like, what?
But also, you talk about costs, and obviously a big part of cost is having like a bigger menu, storing food, worrying about it going bad, all of that stuff. It's like just have a basic menu.
Yeah, dude, they have crazy shit too. It's
Right.
like, have a burger, have a little pizza, wings, salad.
Burger, pizza, wings, done.
Yeah.
And even the pizza, just to make it easier, I mean, just have like a deal with like Zoo Parties. That's what THC does in Derby.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know?
That dude, THC is sick too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But again,
No
a little off the
TVs.
beaten path as well.
Yeah. Oh, there are TVs.
No, there are TVs there.
But it's not like there's TVs everywhere. Though.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about what Michael said?
He says, time and place for TV. Agree with that. TV for brewery is a must. Lame, cheap bastards, dude.
Yeah.
I would say so. It's just so tough because again, I'm thinking of like Area 1 in Two Roads, and I mean like where I guess they could put a big TV on the wall. They have the projector, I guess, but
Right.
But they don't really use it. I don't mind the no TV, and that's at Two Roads, honestly.
But I don't know. I just feel like
I know. No, I agree.
Because you know what it is, Tony? If it's during the week, you're going to be there at night.
Yeah.
There's games on. And then if you're on the weekend, you're there earlier. What do you know? There's games on.
I know.
So it just, I think Michael's right.
Yeah.
Cheap bastards.
No, yeah, I think it is. But like, I mean, that's not much money to buy a TV and cable.
But you know how they are though. Like it's like not the same. Wow, this putt for Rahm's a lot farther than I thought. 12'2".
Oh, he's blowing it.
But I think there's a different rate that they charge bars and restaurants, and I think that's the problem.
Oh, you think they upcharge him?
They do. Oh my God, Rahm misses it, so he's gonna stay at 2 under. He's not a lock to make the cut here, which is kind of interesting.
Your boy out early.
Early and often. So he'll remain at 2 under here. But anyway,
Two Roads after this.
I wish, Tony. I wish, believe me. But we have to get to the debacle. Herman popped last night, giving up 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Well, actually, I guess he was officially charged just with 2 in the third. But anyway, so if you're thinking, wow, that sounds like a lot of runs. Well, it is, because he was chased for 8 runs over 3 1/3 innings. He's 8 of those earned, 10 total. He gave up 4 home runs, and he's given up 17 runs over his last 2 starts. We saw him dominate on national TV against the Dodgers. And then he pulls a stunt like this. Needless to say, Tony, not too happy with Mr. Herman. But that doesn't get the offense off the hook. In a blowout game, especially near the end of the game, you have an opportunity to scratch a couple, and they only get 2 runs via a Isaiah Kiner-Falefa 2-run homer. And it was such a lame stat. And as we know, he did get on the mound, had a 1-2-3 inning, even struck out. I believe it was Eugenio Suarez. I was watching that live. And it's like, it's the first pitcher since 1951 for the Yankees to homer in a game. It's like, or whatever, 50 years, whatever it is. But it's like, don't give me that type of stat. That's not, that's such a cheap stat. It's not even funny, but
and then him and Ohtani, only player this year, strikeout, home run, same inning.
Dumb stat. As Hovland makes a birdie to run to 6 under par. So Tony looking a lot stronger with his pick than I am. But yeah, I mean, it's just offensively here, same story. Really the whole series, you think about it. I mean, it was, you think about 3 runs the first game, 4 runs the second game, 2 runs the third game. So average of 3 runs per game. They showed the averages. I think I tagged everybody, or at least downtime, on Twitter when they're showing the averages for Donaldson, Rizzo, Stanton, and LeMahieu. Since Judge went out June 4th, they're all hitting under, I believe it's under 150, as McCarthy is now in the co-lead at 10 under after that birdie on 8. So those numbers are pathetic. The effort's pathetic. We saw the ring around the rosy with Josh Donaldson and Domingo Germán. This is a game where as Scheffler off the tee looks like he went left. But the Yankees made 3 errors in this game. Only had 5 hits. Stanton, I honestly hope he's injured, Tony, because this is the absolute rock bottom that I've ever seen out of Giancarlo Stanton. He's hitting 190. He's slugging 410. Another 0 for 3 last night. This was a pathetic effort that there's no excuse for. And this is why Hal Steinbrenner is a complete buffoon. You're gonna seriously say you don't know why the fans are upset? Like, it's like, are you freaking kidding me?
I know, right after the interview too, like, of course.
I mean, so pathetic. There's no excuse. And like we keep saying, and it looks like Rahm went right off the tee. I don't know if this is going to find the rough or the bunker. It looks like it's settled down into the rough. It might be deep in that rough. We'll have to take a look. But Rahm, after moving the 3 under, hits one out the rough. Rory teeing off on 4 here, 8 under par. We'll keep you posted. But I just think there's no excuse for this. And this is why you can't have a soft manager like Aaron Boone in place, because the situations like this, and some idiot on Twitter, like after Boone talking about the game, he's like, oh, Donaldson and Rizzo, they're some of the best, because Rizzo misplayed a ball at first, led to another run. He's like, oh, they're some of the best fielding at their position in the game.
God.
Like in a game where, we were getting clobbered, you can't like hold that against them or something. Like that is, and then he goes, yeah, that's why the players love him. It's like, I don't give a flying fuck. Honestly, Tony, that's why the players love him. That's so weak. That's so soft.
Yeah.
And that's so not New York Yankees baseball at all. And to be proud of that, it's pathetic. And a fan like that, what the heck is that guy's name? Oh my, I think his name is Bobby Malone. Like, just please like the Red Sox. Like, we don't need you as part of the Yankee fan base. That was the most pathetic tweet I've ever seen. And then I randomly saw something and a couple of people liked it. It was Joe Torre giving a toast. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
I know I tagged downtime in it. But it giving a toast after the 2001 ALCS, when they ultimately went to the World Series.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a Yankee manager. That's a friggin' Yankee manager. So I was
That's
talking, Bill in my office, I've talked about him many times, 93. We're talking about it this morning. And it's like he's completely disgusted, and was like IKF last night. I mean, he's the only one that showed any type of heart on that team.
Yeah.
But I was telling him, and me and Matt have talked about this. I'm sure I've brought it up to you. In my mind, to really get just mentality-wise, forget the results, and the results will come with the right mentality. I just feel like we need the heroes, the legends from 1990s to early 2000s. We need Tino. We need Bernie. We need Jorge. We need Jeter. We need Mariano. We need those guys on the coaching staff. And Andy Pettit would be a great addition. I know, pitching-wise, our pitching coaches are probably pretty good. I guess the starters ERAs are terrible, but I'm not going to blame that on Matt Blake. I blame that on poor talent. I blame that on injuries. We know Nestor and Carlos Rodon are going to be good. So I'm not really concerned, and Luis Severino as well. So I'm not really that concerned about the pitching coaches. But do you agree though? Do you think that is that too easy of a fix, or do you think that makes a lot of sense? Intense guys that have done it before that need to set the tone for the guys these days.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and to kind of go with your theme of like setting the tone, I mean, all this talk of the Yankees not doing well, and specifically, a lot of your guys that you expect to perform well that aren't. I mean, all these stats are being compared to when Judge has been injured, So again, like talk about a team needing leadership. Clearly, this lineup does, because I mean, like I mean, that's just so evident in the significant drop of their numbers, of their stats since Judge being injured. I mean, he's your captain, he's your leader, he's someone who has been great all around the game, whether it's defensively, offensively, base running, whatever. He's obviously someone who's been an impact on the rest of the lineup. So, I mean, as many spots as you can fill with experienced leadership, I mean, that's what you just got to do.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I couldn't agree more. And though all those guys are great, but for some reason, and I think he actually ended up getting fired from the Marlins because he was getting like too tight.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Tino on this coaching staff. Like, he'll rip your face off. He'll lay right into you. It's like I'm done with a player's manager. And then we talked about this yesterday, handling the media. I mean, get the hell out of here.
You got canned from Miami?
Yeah.
For being too aggressive,
yeah.
like Mike Babcock?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But that's something that will always eat away at me. It's just, it's so ridiculous. And I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. But Bronxy says Yankees all day. That's Michael's 2K guy?
Yes, Michael's 2K guy.
Appreciate him tuning in. I know Yankees all day, no matter what, 100%, man. And I just think that this all comes down to it. And sure, player performance is everything. But you're telling me that even if it's marginal, that some coach, some general manager can't put a better roster together, get better results out of these players. That's why I get so mad when people say, oh, they're a puppet. It doesn't matter who the manager is. Let me tell you, it friggin' matters who the manager is, Tony.
Yeah.
That is the most idiotic thing that I've ever heard of.
Who said it doesn't matter?
You know, in Twitter world.
The
Twitter sphere. And he agrees. And that's how you know Bronxy's a true one. He sees it, he knows it, and I know he's earning as much as I am for a 28th World Championship. And I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of feeling disgusted. I'm sick of feeling embarrassed. And I know all of you guys are with me on this seesaw ride. It's always up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not my fault. Let me tell you, okay? I'm there to support. I'm not there to throw dicks at our guys. But how many times do I need to talk about this? I mean, it's like you're not changing enough. You don't have enough contact in the lineup.
Right.
You don't have enough youth in the lineup. Like, just because it's a different day doesn't mean that concern goes away. So it's the same thing. It's underwhelming guys. It's counting on guys that aren't what you are planning on them to be. And then Aaron Boone yesterday has the audacity. Somebody asked him, oh, well, you just sat DJ for a couple of days. So DJ looked terrible, fell over when he struck out yesterday. But he's like, yeah, Donaldson, he's had a great swing a few times, like saying that he's close or something. Please stop talking. Like, that is the most idiotic statement that I've ever heard. I mean, it's been clear as day, Tony, for about a year that it's over for Josh Donaldson at the plate. He's never going to be anywhere close to what he used to be, the MVP, the All-Star. He's cooked. So it's the combination of that. And I know I'm repeating myself here, but this stuff doesn't change. And then it's the biggest issue is, like, it always has to be when you're calling somebody up for a replacement, there's a couple guys that like get a green light, like obviously Volpe's been on the team all year, but like, for instance, you have another injury. We need to fill a roster spot. Oswaldo Cabrera has looked atrocious at the plate this year. He clearly needs some retooling in the minor leagues, but he's brought back up again. Esteban Florial in 19 home runs are ignored. It's just like, Hal's not paying attention. He can say whatever he wants. That stuff just doesn't make sense. As Rory hits a birdie putt here to get to 9 under par. So on a heater today, 7 under par through 12, which is pretty ridiculous.
What's the deal with
no bogeys on the card? Go ahead.
Florial, like, is there a reason why they're not bringing him up?
30 games, not good numbers, struck out a lot. It's 30 games, and in 30 of it's not like all 30 of those games he's getting 4 at bats, Tony.
Right.
It's idiocy is what it is. Peraza's doing well in AAA. He clearly would it's like that would be a spark. And it's just like for whatever reason, it has to be guys that it seems like every guy is somebody who's been on 4 teams in 4 years, has been on 3 different AAA teams, has been designated for assignment. It always has to be these guys, and we can barely give anybody else a chance. I mean, as bad as the batting average is, and the ups and the downs are, I mean, at least I'm grateful that Anthony Volpe, like I said, they're taking the lumps with him, but the other guys just don't get a chance. And it's like, we're going into this series against Texas. I mean, listen, out of any Yankee fan, and I know sometimes I sound downtrodden, I sound negative. There's nobody with more optimism in the world than me. Despite these terrible circumstances, terrible direction, I still believe, in the bottom of my heart that if everything can fall right, that they have a chance to get as far as anybody in the whole league. But a lot of things need to happen. They need to happen quickly. But it's just it's infuriating that stuff is right there, right in front of your stupid face, Brian Cashman, and you just completely ignore it. And I'm just so tired of seeing it, and all that. I'll be surprised if they don't lose at least 2 out of 3 this weekend.
That's tough.
Garrett Cole, give me the win there.
When's that? Saturday?
I think it's Sunday against Heaney. I'll pull up the weekend pitching matchups in a second as Rom misses a birdie. Now he's back to 2 under. Really struggling today. But
that's tough.
Yeah.
What's the weather like out there?
It's fine. Yeah, just kind of like how it is here right now. So all right, so your pitching matchups, Schmidt versus Dunning today.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like 2 runs scored if I've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Severino Gray. I mean, maybe finally that's a game where you win in the shootout, like 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cole Heaney. I think being that we have so much footage on Andrew Heaney at his absolute worst, I would expect to be confident there. But it's like, can Severino even give you 5 innings and giving up 3 earned? I don't even know if he could do that, Tony. I mean, he's looked like one of the worst pitchers in Major League Baseball his last couple starts.
And I guess the Rangers too.
Yeah, I mean, Schmidt's been better, but the Rangers are so good. There's a reason they're 20 over 500. If you had to give me a percentage on a 2 out of 3 series win against the Rangers, what would you put it at right now?
I guess 60-40.
I mean, I hope.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, Tony.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, though.
Something else?
Well, I just wanted to update the picks from last night. I've been watching the golf coverage, so I didn't get a chance to.
Right.
So we know the Yankees lost. What about the Rays and the Pirates?
The Pirates, I believe, lost, and so did the Rays, actually.
Really? So a nice 0 for 3 for yours truly.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw with the Rays, too. I think McClanahan left early.
Yes.
And
Shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Wander Franco.
Yes. Yep. Accountability, Tony.
Yeah, dude.
That's accountability.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, and then the Marlins beat the Pirates, dude. So, sorry.
Okay. No. And then Braves, Guardians, Giants? Giants lost.
Giants lost, Guardians won, Braves won.
Okay, so now you're back to a 5-point lead.
I should have went to Padres yesterday, dude.
I know it.
I know that's why I didn't go for it, dude. Because you're like, oh yeah, go ahead, go averages. I was like, no.
Rom, 10 foot 8 inches to save par here.
Is he gonna make it though?
No, he's gonna miss it.
You think he's gonna miss it?
A 10 foot 8 inch putt. I mean, that's not an easy putt. It looks like there's some slope on this thing. We'll bring you this live here. So Rom takes the putter back and he misses it. So Rom to 1 under. He's gonna need at least 2 birdies to have a decent shot at making the weekend here. Not good, bud. But even though it's gonna be detrimental to my pick segment here, Tony, I will take the Yankees. I will hope that Schmidt continues his strong run of pitching here. I guess can give him 5 2/3 of 2 earned runs, and hopefully this is a game that we win 5-2. and I'll keep reaching for it. The Stanton Rizzo connection.
Is he starting Stanton, you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so. I think they just want to get him going. Wow. Denny McCarthy from 167 almost eagled out. But he'll have inside 10 feet to go to 10 under. So
like starting in the field.
No. I think they're gonna put him at DH. But all of that being said, give me 5-2. Let's say a couple Hail Marys that we get 2 out of 3 this weekend. I would say the sweeps at -% for this weekend. So really looking forward to watching the games. That's for sure. So from one negative situation to another. What do we got for the Mets, Tony?
I'm feeling honestly a little positive here.
Really? Is that why you wore the
got
jersey?
the Mets jersey on today? It's Friday. Got the black. Let's go. I don't know. Obviously, we're starting a series against the Phillies in Philly, and this year we swept Philly already. Historically, the past couple of years, we've had Philadelphia's number in terms of beating them throughout the regular season, and then on top of that, Taijuan Walker's on the mound for the Phillies. Last time he was out against the A's, I think he pitched like 8 innings of 1-run ball. But before that, I mean, last time before against the Mets, I remember he lasted, I think, 4 1/3 and gave up 5 earned runs or something. So, and I just feel like, especially with the way, again, talk about having bad tape on a certain pitcher, we've seen Walker struggle and we've seen him have a great outing and follow up that outing with an absolute dog shit one. So I just have a feeling that he's going to get popped, especially again, the Mets, we've been seeing them for the past month, even more so, scoring a ton of runs. So I feel like they can absolutely hammer Walker again. Honestly, I'm expecting a dinger at a Vogelback again, honestly. It seems like he's getting pretty riled. Let's get Alonso his 24th of the season for sure. Lindor, a couple more RBIs as he's making a push, actually, make the All-Star spot. It seems so. Alvarez starting again. No more Narvaez behind the plate. Like Alvarez rested. Let's get him back in there.
Right.
And then Senga, who last outing, I think against the Cardinals, gave you some length in 6 innings, but still gave up 4 earned runs. I think he has almost 20 walks in his past 5 starts too. I mean, he's got to figure out the control situation. His command has been such a problem. And we know that the Phillies have some hitters, but I just think that this is one of those games where the Mets can come out early and often. Even if Senga kind of gets, banged up a little bit, I just feel like the Mets can certainly outscore the Phillies. So give me the Mets here winning. I'm going to say 7-4.
7-4.
Yeah. Apple Plus TV, by the way, the game's on. Bullshit. Talk about not being able to watch it at a fucking bar.
That's funny, Tony.
Also, actually, keep going. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
No, for you first.
I was gonna say they announced, because we were just talking about yesterday, the fucking games in London.
Right.
Mets playing the Phillies next year, June 6th and 7th, I think, or 8th and 9th or something in London next year, dude. So
are you tight?
Honestly, dude, because Jay's gonna be there at that time.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. So I think he's going to London in December, probably for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So hopefully, yeah, he's gonna be there. Still, hopefully, that'd be kind of tight if it's him, leaving. Because I was like, oh, dude, fucking go.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be like that guy who goes to London to see a baseball game, but I mean, if
you feel like you kind of have to.
I mean, if Jay's there, I got I want to visit him anyway. Might as well,
Yeah. No, I got you.
You don't seem pretty happy about me going.
No. I don't know. I had this weird thing. Everybody rants and raves about Europe, but I don't know. I just feel like there's enough good places in the United States. I don't need to take that type of flight over to London and have trouble plugging in power outlets and watching the Yankee game. It's just, I don't really know if there's a need for that, Tony. Wherever Sam wants to go, I'll go, but I'm not going out of my way to go to Europe.
Okay. Does Sam want to go to Europe?
Yeah. But I'm saying, I don't know, especially for some reason, and my sister and Choker were there. They said it was good, but I don't know. London? I don't know.
I mean, I think, London is, again, I don't know. I think at this point, London is so touristy. Again, I've never been there,
Right.
but I've heard stories. It's one of the most expensive cities in the world. Like, yeah, it's probably cool to go there, but I want like when Jay goes there, I'm sure Lily, who's living there,
Right.
knows like the good low key spots. Like that's what you got to figure
That's what
out
you want.
when that's where you want to go to the shitty hole in the wall spot with like good fish and chips or whatever. And I feel like London, I mean, that's gonna be all commercialized. So I went to Ireland. Dublin was the same thing. It was like Americanized almost.
Right.
Like I didn't feel like I was in. They had Bud Light and shit at the bars. It was like, all right, it's sick. Like
you're tight.
Yeah, it was like, all right, it's cool.
Yeah, and also too, like I don't know, and like I've never been there, so maybe I'm speaking out of ignorance, Tony.
Possibly.
But it's like I don't want to go to a museum. I don't want some guided tour. Okay, like I want to eat good food, and I want to play golf, and I want to go to the beach, and I don't need to look at Picasso paintings.
Wow. I think it's more Da Vinci over there and stuff.
but I think you get it. Though.
No, I do understand
it,
dude.
Theme, Tony. You get the theme.
Nah,
okay.
You like museums, dude?
Oh, you really like, in all seriousness, not to be like a devil's advocate here. You really enjoy a museum.
I guess it kind of depends. But typically I do. Yes. I think the only thing, like some museums in the city, like high school, really just like fucking between high school and middle school, really just overdid it. Class trip, Museum of Modern Art. I'm just like, dude, I've fucking been there. Like, it's my 5th time going. I don't need to go to the museum 5 times. I will say though, Museum of Natural History in the city, right by Central Park, amazing.
Yeah,
like that's cool. Like because it's like it's history, so it's like you learn shit too. It's interesting.
Right.
That, the Neanderthals, the knights in the armor and shit, their swords and weapons. Like that's cool. Animals. You don't like it, dude.
Yeah, but you know what, Tony? At least I'm straightforward about it. I feel like
that's fine.
No, but I'm not. I like the way your answer. You think I'm throwing a dig at you? But like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like because I tell me that this doesn't happen. Like this is just a complete generalization. But like there's certain things like someone will talk to you like it's like someone trying to convince me that soccer's a great sport.
Right.
That I need to get into it. That I need to go to a game in London.
Right.
And it's just like, no, I don't need to go to a game in London, and I'm not going to go. So shut the fuck up.
No, yeah. No, I totally agree.
Today's just like an F-bomb Friday, Tony.
Yeah, dude. It's one of those days.
Sorry, Mom. I know if you get to this point in the show, you're going to be tired. I don't know. I'm just discussing about the Yankees. If you could just give me a break.
Right. And museums.
And museums, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Sometimes they get overdone. I will say, though, like, again, like, I've been to, like, MoMA, for example, where it's modern art, and it's like I'm looking at a fucking canvas with a square on it. Like that to me is like I don't really jive with that too well.
Where are oh sorry, you were gonna keep going.
No, go ahead. Where are the good museums?
No. What else were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like if I've been to like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the city that has more like historical paintings, and you're looking at a giant like 12-foot high canvas painting,
right?
Portrait of George Washington, and you're like, wow, like that's fucking impressive. Where it's like, this looks like him. The guy stood there while this guy painted on this giant canvas. Like that is sick to me.
Right.
Right. But, some art I just don't get. Like Andy Warhol stuff. I don't even know who Andy Warhol is. Modern artist from like, I don't know, like the 80s maybe in the city. And it's like, he has like a painting of a Campbell's soup can. It's like, oh my God, this thing fetched like $13 million. It's like why?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dumb.
Bogus,
dude.
What I was gonna ask is, where are like Renee and Michael with the museums?
That's a good question. I feel like Renee would be into museums. Michael, I feel like not so much, maybe.
Yeah, I could see him like cheesing,
getting kind of antsy. Like, gotta get out of here.
That's why we love Michael, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we got on the museum trend there, I was just gonna ask you, so with the Mets, like you said, you were feeling more optimistic today and everything. Is it just because like a law of averages thing, or more of like the inconsistent play of the Phillies?
More of the Phillies, honestly. I mean, again, I think we can score runs. We have been scoring runs. And I just feel like the Phillies have struggled offensively so much this season too. And I feel like just in general, like I feel good against Walker. I'm not sure who pitches this Saturday. Suarez, maybe. And then Zach Wheeler's on Sunday. So Zach Wheeler, you're worried about. But imagine against Scherzer, so you never really know. And again, like I just feel like the amount of times we've had so many of these games where we score so many runs, we're just gonna have to score them, I think. And I think just that's like I said, it's just a little tidbit of optimism for this weekend. But obviously,
who really knows at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I could have said it better myself.
Thank you, dude.
Anyway, so rest of the slate tonight. So for number 2, a lot of different places I could go.
I know, dude.
And I just feel like I'm trying to be more cautious, Tony.
Yeah,
I've had a couple clunkers here. But I tell you, Greinke's got to retire.
Oh, you're fading Greinke.
He's the Josh Boone of pitching. I mean, not Josh Boone. Well, it makes sense that I said Josh Boone because those are two of the most embarrassing people a part of the Yankee organization. But give me Eflin and the Rays. I'm going to say 10-0.
Back to the well.
They're off of the. I can't believe they freaking lost yesterday. That's just so ridiculous. But they're not going to lose tonight. No, it is funny. Remember, I was talking about the 360 minus 365.
Yeah.
All that. But yeah, Eflin, Rays, 10-0.
I like it, dude. I think I'm gonna go back to the well with one of my teams as well and go with Cleveland again here. Beginning a 3-game set at home. Getting visited by the Milwaukee Brewers. And we got Shane Bieber on the mound here. Shane Bieber, actually, a lot of talk of him potentially coming to the Mets this season.
What do you think about that? Pitcher in decline, you're kind of leery?
Leery, definitely, but he's 28, so you have some years to work with him. And I mean, McGill got DFA'd yesterday, so it's like.
Oh, I thought that was he was just sent down. He should still have minor league options.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean, isn't McGill only like 24, 25?
Yeah.
He should still have minor league options, yeah.
But anyway, so I just feel like, I mean, anything's better than him, obviously, too. So it's like, it's a step up too. Is it going to be something that's like groundbreaking? And it's like, wow, we're going to change our season around. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take him tonight. I understand, the Brewers, I suppose their pitcher Wade Miley here is actually someone we've talked about a couple times.
Was on the injured list earlier this season.
36-year-old workhorse, on like his 12th season in the league here. Which is pretty outstanding, but 4-2 in the season, 3.28 ERA. Injured, only pitched 46 innings so far. So, obviously not, a huge sample size for him. But I would still expect Shane Bieber to outpitch him and everything like that. And of course, the Guardians kind of heating up a little bit on this 4-game win streak. So give me the Guardians getting their 5th win here. I say 3-1.
Guardians. Right. And then I just forgot to update myself here. Rays. Victor Hovland looking to go to 6 under. I'll let you know about that in a second. Okay. So this should be if he doesn't make this pot, I guess I'm just a jinx. 3 feet 5 inches.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So Hovland,
you are a jinx.
On the cusp of go to 6 under.
I swear to God,
it's gonna be bottom of the cup. Stop. Bottom of the cup. And I even started making the call before it actually went in. Just let you know how confident I was there, Tony. All right. And so my last pick, I'm going to say the Giants get back to their winning ways. Zach Davies, 7-11. Not the corner store, Tony. That's his ERA. Going up against Logan Webb, who has actually a 3.11 ERA. So I don't know if I've ever seen two pitchers with that big of a discrepancy where they've had a couple starts in like the first week of the season.
Right.
But yeah, the Diamondbacks, I think they're a team that will fade down the stretch. I think even though the Dodgers have struggled and looked like the Yankees at times, I think they're going to eventually overtake them. But I think the Giants are here. They're ready. They're riled. And they're winning this game. I'm going to say 5-2. Logan Webb, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 6 hits, 2 earned.
You devil. All right. My last pick here, I know I was kind of thinking to go with Chris Bassett here. Toronto against Oakland. I mean, it just seems like the right move, obviously, against Oakland. And Chris Bassett, we're talking all Mets pitchers here throughout all these picks. So why not end it with Chris Bassett? I guess has had an okay season. I mean, 4.16 ERA. His last time he got a little popped here against Texas, got popped against Baltimore. Did really well against Houston, though. 8 innings, 2 earned runs, and we know he did really well against the Mets. When they beat them 3-0, he went 7 2/3, no earned runs. So I feel like coming in, Oakland, taking care of business, he can probably give you 7 innings, 2 earned runs, maybe something like that. Give me Toronto winning 4-2.
All right. So let me just mark that down for you.
Please.
1 second here. Okay, so and let's see. So a couple more things here on baseball. One thing I saw, and I don't know if you saw this on Twitter or not. Computer just like froze, which is kind of weird.
Oh boy.
But I guess Salicata was very tight. He said or actually not Salicata, Boomer. That Buck post game, like he just can't take it anymore. And like how I am about Boone. I don't see as much as Buck post game, but does he have a point? Right. Is it getting ridiculous? What's the deal there?
Yeah, I think it is getting a little ridiculous. Again, it's like
give me like a something like that he would say.
All right, well, so he'll be up on the podium and it'll be something like this, right? Or sometimes be like this too. Okay. Just like, well, we know, Vogelback. We like Vogelback. His stuff is good, and I know Tommy Pham has been swinging pretty well right now, and Marte, we're just getting better looks at the plate, everything like that. And I know our pitching hasn't been good, but JV is, he's been in the league for a while, and won the Cy Young last year, and he's got the stuff that he can kind of bring to the table here that we want, and I still feel pretty good about us, maybe coming into Philly, and obviously as always, you'll take 2 out of 3. And I think it's very feasible to do something like that, but I mean, we just got to take it one day at a time, and I know Lindor's been trying to get the clubhouse hyped up and everything, and I still feel like the players, if they execute, we can win some games. And it's just basically that. Honestly, I feel like every time it's always like, well, we like what he has. We've seen some stuff. I think Senga can work on, eliminating some walks, and it's just like this. It's just the same thing. Like
over.
Yeah.
And over.
It's like, when is it like, all right, like we're like, again, like, why not talk about, like, we're thinking about sending McGill down. Like, why didn't he say anything about that?
Now, is this a societal thing? Because we see Boone do this. We really, if you think about it, there's not, like, if you just try to think very quickly, Tony, about a manager or a coach, and let's put hockey aside. I think those guys call out their players more so, like Gallant, like F-bombs and all that. But like baseball, basketball, I guess maybe football is kind of in between, but do you think it's a societal thing that it's not accepted to rip people apart anymore?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Baseball, it gets a little interesting because baseball is so, like, you're just so streaky, I feel like. And obviously the season's so long and it's such a mental game at the same time too. So it's definitely an interesting situation that puts the manager, especially in this world where it's just like anything this manager says is going to be hyper focused on, and it's going to be seen over and over again throughout social media and ESPN, whatever. So I understand maybe why managers hesitate in terms of protecting themselves and their players. But I mean, it's just about really drawing a line in the sand, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, certain things you want behind closed doors, keep it behind closed doors, but you can still, like, hold players accountable and speak how you really feel to a certain extent, but they just feel like they have to always make excuses and have, like, certain, like, political type of answers,
Speaking of political, I mean, did this start with the politicians? Is that why we're in all seriousness?
I guess certainly you can trace it back to politicians first. Yeah,
because I mean, I've talked about this before. Like, I feel like the world in general, they expect everything to be a charade.
Yeah,
and for that to be widely accepted. The whole everybody's such a good person.
Right.
The government cares about us so much.
Right.
Every individual is important as the other. And I think Kevin James, said it when I saw him. He just said, as a society, everybody's too soft. everybody's too nervous and everybody's too afraid.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
And my whole thing is, like, you talk about like closed doors. As Eric Cole is in the solo lead here, 11 under, one shot clear of McCarthy. But like, if you're gonna rip somebody a new one behind closed doors, why is it gonna make them feel better that to the media you're like, oh, he's working through some things, though I know he's gonna be just fine? Like, how does that make them feel any better? You already ripped him to shreds. They know you're being a phony, you know what?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I don't know. I guess maybe just to be protected to the fans, maybe. I don't know.
But enough with the protect this,
yeah, I know.
protect that.
I mean, it's not like the fans aren't talking about it. Like, what the hell, you know?
And it's like, it's so sad, but I really, like, I just generally thinking, like, I just can't think of anything that's going to happen that's going to tilt things in the other direction.
Right.
What's it going to take?
It's going to take a manager to come out here and start calling out players, I think.
But I mean, because I feel like we'll watch like more like hockey post games and stuff. I mean, do they actually like call the guys out more, like completely rip them, or no?
I mean, it depends on the coach, obviously, but for the most part, I mean, they do call players out. I wouldn't say they rip them, but if someone has a bad game, they're like, oh, like, you know, so-and-so had a bad game. He blew a couple of defensive assignments. It wasn't what we were looking for, whatever.
Right.
But some coaches will be like, yeah, again, you've seen Tortorella clips. They stink, you know, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing at all, you know, sort of deal. But you really don't run into people making excuses much like that, like in baseball.
Okay. So, but do they always close the segment with, we know he's going to do better. We're counting on him for big things. Like, is there always that little optimism?
Again, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, because I'm just, you know me, I'm Yankee land, Yankee universe. Like, so is what Boone, what Cashman, what Hal does, is that, you know, exceeding what everybody else is doing? Like, is it just a little more, or is that the norm now? Like, where do you think they fall with that stuff?
I think to me, maybe it's more of just the norm. I feel they fall in the middle ground, maybe. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of postseason interviews this season, but I mean, I just feel like every manager does that nowadays. I don't know.
It's just like, and I know it's like, you know, one of those things, like, it's like, you know, I don't have the influence to change something like that, but I just, like, I don't care. Like, I want it to change, Tony, and I want to be at the forefront of it.
Yeah, it should be interesting too if maybe, like, because I mean, I feel like if you were a reporter too, you can try and really like hammer away. But the only thing, like, you know, if you get into that type of realm, it's like that these reporters have an actual relationship with players and managers. So again, it's almost like a Michael K situation where it's like you don't only have a professional relationship at that point because you're with each other every day. And if you like upset a player or a manager, like, it becomes a thing. Like, they don't like talking to you.
But are they, if you have your credentials, and let's say too, you're a sole proprietor, you know, you don't work for FS1, the Yes Network,
right?
You know, ESPN, like, don't they have to answer, or they could just say, I'm not going to answer that question?
I think they can. They're not.
But then they're going to look like an idiot.
Yes. I mean, we've seen it happen before.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to start taking people to task.
There you go. Go become your sole proprietor, Barnes Media, and go do some.
We're doing it here, Tony. We're setting the time. I'm going to start calling everybody here out. All right. Oh man, McCarthy actually just made a long putt. So yeah, him and Cole at 11 under. So gonna be a battle for sure. Zach Blair, Rory McIlroy, Sungjae Im, Adam Scott, Corey Connors, all at 9 under. Rahm with another bogey, hitting his tee shot on the par 5-6. Probably hoping for an eagle here as he has found the fairway. So he is going to be looking to reach this green in 2 shots. So we'll see what happens. But I think, you know, the theme, Tony, is accountability. We want to see more of it.
Oh, yeah.
We're done with political answers. We're done with feelings, and we're all in on the realm of reality.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better. The realm of reality, dude.
Does it bother you that much though? Are you? Maybe you could say not as much as me, but does it bother you to some level?
It does bother me, honestly, especially the more we talk about it. I mean, again, you said it like best. Like people, like again, it's just about living in reality. Like you're just not like again, it just seems like you're just not living in the real world when you're making these excuses. Like you're just not. It sometimes makes me feel crazy. Like I'm like, are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Sort of deal. Am I seeing something wrong?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how is it not like such like how's it not just black and white? You know, like the writing's on the wall. Like how do you not just admit like this is it? You know?
Yeah. No, people were talking about this because of how Skip and Shannon split up, and I guess Skip's going to continue to do the show or whatever. And people were saying on Twitter like FS1 shows, ESPN shows, they all suck.
They do all suck
because there's company mandates, there's things that they have to say. And the best things are this show and other shows where nobody's holding our foot to the fire here, and we're allowed to say what we want to say. And like you say about reality, you would think that would be more intriguing than some scripted, you take this side, I take that side, we don't want to hurt X players' feelings because then they're not going to come on with us next week.
Right.
So that's what it is. And I the only thing I get, like, it would be like how do you handle that though? Like, in the future, when we have relationships with these players, specifically, like, and they're doing like, do you have to preface it? Like, is it a fine line? Like,
I mean, yeah, it is a pretty fine line. I mean, it's hard. Again, you want to have like a sense of professionalism. You hope that these players have a sense of professionalism, just to realize like, hey, like this reporter's doing their job.
Right.
I am doing my job. Like it's not a personal vendetta.
Right.
But on the other hand, I mean, it is tough because you have to like, you got to see that guy the next day. If he said something horrible about you, you have to see him and talk to him the next day, which is tough. And again, we've seen like, like Leon Draisaitl, for example, like we've seen him have issues with the media before.
Right.
Especially when he doesn't do well, he's getting, asked about it, pressed about it. It's tough, dude. But again, like you would just hope to think that both of these people, both of these entities really can just realize that this is like just professional. Like this is what, like I'm reporting on this because I have to, and you're doing this because you have to. Like this is just like professionalism at its finest is what really it should be. But it's tough, obviously, because you have people involved, people with feelings and egos and stuff and opinions. So,
but then does that like is it a big part of this puzzle, a big part of this problem? The players are prima donnas.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you see it around the league. You see it more so in certain other sports too. I feel like you see a lot of it with basketball. Like I said, you see a few hockey players can't handle it. See it with football certainly too. So again, a lot of these players are used to hearing that they are the best, that they're so great.
But how do they not know
pampered.
it deep down though? Like Josh Donaldson has to know. You know what I mean? And
do you think Josh Donaldson has to know though?
But come on, Tony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, do you think Boone and Cashman know that they're jokes and that they're following the lead of Hal? That's what they have to do, but they have to know that it's nonsense. Tell me that they don't know it's nonsense.
I don't know, man. I feel like Cashman thinks he's doing a good job.
What about Boone? He's handcuffed?
Yeah.
So you're almost giving him a pass or not really?
A little bit.
I just want the game of charades to end.
I know.
I really do.
Like, I don't know why it can't, it just makes it more complicated, really.
It does. It does. A game. It's
a game. Like, why can't it be, hey, Josh Donaldson, you really fucked up that play, dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's just fix it and move on. Like, that's like really the mentality everyone really needs.
And like, is the player really like, is it going to be some big dramatic issue if you say, yeah, there's no excuse. He can't make that mistake. But at the same time, I have full confidence going forward. He's a professional. He's not going to do that again.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be okay.
God forbid, dude.
So that part disgusts me, and in a way, it almost makes you appreciate golfers because you think about them post game. They don't. There's no such thing as an excuse in golf.
It's all out there.
You're competing with 155 people. You shoot 10 over par. Like, are you expecting the media to say, you really played well out there. You just missed a few putts here and there.
Yeah.
Would have changed the trajectory around. They're not going to say that.
No.
And the player's not going to say that.
No.
So in a way, like hockey, golf, accountability, there might be a connection.
Yeah, I guess connection.
But I feel like right now, like me talking about this, like almost like you just said about you feeling crazy. I feel like right now you're almost bugging a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're like, wow, like this is pathetic.
It really is, dude. You're totally right.
Yeah. And I know Michael agrees more than anybody.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Talk about no nonsense when it comes to stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
That's for sure. And speaking of Michael, I think you would appreciate, and he said you don't need to run a team. He's right. He's right.
Yeah. He also said DTV game tonight, dude.
Tonight. Do we have a roster assembled?
I don't think we have like a full
So it might be a home run derby.
Yeah. It might be like you play the infield, outfield, whatever, someone pitches, stuff like that.
Do we have equipment?
Yeah. Oh, equipment. Yeah.
Who has the equipment?
Mike and I do.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, but do you have baseball equipment or softball equipment?
Baseball equipment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, can we do base? I guess we can go out and buy a softball, but then you need a metal bat.
Well, just easy. I don't want you throwing like 70 at my head, Tony.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Relax.
No, wait. I think you know what I mean though, with baseball, though. For it to be safe,
right?
Like you have to kind of like throw batting. Well, I guess if we're gonna do home run derby, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you know what I mean, for an actual game, like you would have to like lob it over,
right,
to make it like. Otherwise, it's just
yeah. Well, it's like rough touch, dude.
Rough touch. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Oh.
Bring pro sports to CT. You both will have a ball. Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see. Dude.
That's funny. That is funny. Speaking of Michael, I was gonna mention, we did have that trade in the NBA yesterday. I know the draft was yesterday, and Wamba, whoever his name is, Victor.
I'll have to work on that now. What a Wambe
to the Spurs.
Don't quote me on that though.
Will he be the next Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Kawhi? Who knows? Very skinny though. I don't know if you saw that on his.
Yeah, he needs to definitely cultivate some mass.
We saw Chet Holmgren last year. I think he was the second overall pick. Missed the whole season. Maybe he was a little too brittle. Who knows? But you would think the Spurs pop. They'll figure it out. McCarthy almost made a 23-foot 7-inch putt to go to 12 under.
But he didn't.
But he'll tap in for par. But the Chris Paul trade, I don't are the Warriors kidding? I know there's tension between Draymond and Jordan Poole, but like Jordan Poole's like 24 years old, and you're gonna trade for 38-year-old Chris Paul?
Are you saying that they traded Jordan Poole just to get rid of him, like away from Draymond?
Yeah. But then I think they think Paul can help the team. I think Michael was saying he thinks he could help, but I'm
sure he will.
But I've just seen a guy. I mean, it's like we talk about patterns and accountability. Like, where's the accountability for Chris Paul over his whole career? You know what I mean? Like, when you need him most, he's injured, he's not performing, he's underachieving. So the thought that he's going to go to Golden State, and also he can't really shoot threes that well, so he's going to go to Golden State and light the world on fire. I don't know. I'm having trouble seeing that.
Yeah, it is tough, especially, you mentioned how old he is. 38 years old. I mean, it's gonna be tough to try to think that he can come in here, give you a full season and really produce.
Right. So,
but I mean, they must see something.
Yeah. But honestly, Tony, not to appease anybody, how do you see this working with Paul, the Warriors, Draymond?
I think they're gonna be missing Jordan Poole.
Yeah, athleticism, 3-point shooting. So really, you see what I'm saying.
Yeah. What else did they get for him?
Pick swaps.
Like they just got higher picks?
Like if the pick is better, they'll swap with the Suns.
Okay.
But it's like,
right.
I don't know. I mean, the Suns should have a pretty good team now. So
Yeah.
with Beal and
What do they care?
oh, actually, no, that's not with the Suns. That's with the Wizards, actually. So that actually is that's probably a pretty good deal. Well, for the picks anyway, but
Right.
I don't know. I just think you get rid of like are you tired of Draymond or no? I know like, you're not tuned into the NBA, but when you hear him talk and stuff, don't you think he's annoying or
Yeah.
no?
Oh, yeah.
He does nothing like in
I
terms of
know.
production.
I know, dude. And then especially the playoffs last year. I mean, the technicals, the running your mouth.
Tortorella. He's literally Tortorella.
Yeah.
Except he actually has won some championships. But I feel like he was a different player back then. He's not the same player now.
Yeah.
I
do. Yeah, you get tired of hearing him, dude.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I guess because we talked Porzingis yesterday, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, Tony, I guess 12 high noon screen time?
High noon screen time, buddy.
What do we got?
I'm gonna be talking about the first few episodes of The Bear season 2. I watched last night.
The Bear.
Yeah, it came out last night on Hulu.
Okay.
They did the whole, dump the whole season there so you can binge it. So I watched 3 episodes last night. Gonna review that. Michael's gonna be in studio talking about what is the show called? Sweet Tooth on Netflix. A couple trailers gonna be watching, dude. It's gonna be really fun, dude.
What? And anybody else, like maybe like a Jay or Manny calling? Or
yeah, no, Jay went to go see the Grateful Dead last night in Citi Field.
Needless to say, he's feeling dead right now.
Yeah, he can't. I heard him come home this morning.
What time?
Oh geez, maybe like 7 a.m.
Yeah, he's easy to sleep all day.
So yeah, he must have like crashed at a buddy's apartment or something,
Okay.
and then just like woke up because of the shitty
Yep.
sleep, drove here. So I don't know. Maybe he'll be here. I'm gonna give him a call after this, but doubtful.
Yeah.
Maybe call in though.
Call-ins would be good.
Maybe he's snoring though, so you never know. But yeah, it's gonna be a good episode.
And then one more leaderboard update here. So Cole and McCarthy still at the top. Cole 5 under through 16, starting on the back. 11 under overall. McCarthy 11 under overall, 1 under through 11. Zach Blair shot another 65, following up a 65 from yesterday. He's 10 under par. Chasen Hadley is 5 under par through 17, 9 under overall for the tournament. Rory 7 under through 14 holes, starting on the back. He's 9 under. Sunjay Im is 9 under. Corey Connors is 9 under. Adam Scott is 9 under. And like I said, Keegan Bradley will tee off later. Matthew Fitzpatrick quietly having a great morning of golf here. He's 4 under through 15, 7 under for the tournament. Scotty Scheffler, actually a struggle today after I was lauding his 63 yesterday. He's +1 through 14. Hovland -3 through 14. They both sit at 6 under. Zach Johnson 4 under through 13. He sits at 6 under. Former Travelers champion Chiz Reavie shot 64 yesterday. Hasn't teed off today. Neither has Shane Lowry. And then let's see. Projected cut at -3. John Rahm. It looks like he's he's chipping for eagle here at 6. So he will need to get this close to the hole to get a birdie here to at least get to 2 under, maybe Fritz around that cut line. He's chipping. It's going towards the hole, and it bails out left. As long as there's not elevation there, this should be manageable, I would say, within 6 to 7 feet for birdie to move to 2 under with 3 holes to play. And we'll need another birdie there to get on the cut line. Fowler at 4 under on the course right now, playing number 7. His second shot from 180 hits the green, and that's going to be in birdie range. That's probably 8 feet to move to 5 under. So
wow,
a lot of low scores. A lot of guys are going to try to rally to make a cut. And actually, one guy that I just want to, Scheffler for eagle. I know I keep going.
Going. All day.
But first of all, I just wanted to check on our Sam Bennett. Okay, so he shot 68 yesterday. He's even through 9 today. He's at 2 under, so he'll need to, pick up a birdie here to get to the cut line. But we're going to take you through Scheffler's eagle putt here. 27 feet, 6 inches. Scotty Scheffler to move to 8 under par. Just about to bring the putter back here. Gets it through. Ball going towards the cup. And this one skates by, but that should be a tap in to move to 7 under for Scotty, even on his round today. Honestly, Tony, I'm not like the media, the baseball players. Give me a critique on the golf play-by-play if you had to.
Of you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's great, actually.
It seems like, been there, done that. Yeah. Know what I'm referring to.
Exactly, dude.
I'm pumped, honestly. Would you be pumped to call some golf?
I would be pumped to call some golf.
Tower or on the course?
Ooh.
Like Nance in the tower with Ian Baker Finch and.
I mean, I've never done either, so it'd be cool to try both, I guess, right? Like, geez.
But you seem like a guy who would want to be on the course, interviewing players.
Yeah, that would be dope.
It kind of firsthand. I mean, obviously, Nance, the monitor. I mean, you still see it, but would be pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's comfy up in that tower, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the hospitality.
Is top notch.
At one of these tournaments, so excited. I'm sure you guys will hear a ton from me at the Travelers on Sunday. But all of that being said, another successful week in the books. I believe at this point, today was 542 today, episode 542.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Isn't that amazing? We were talking about it off air yesterday.
Yeah.
542 up, 542 down.
So sick.
Couldn't do it without all of you.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day. Let's go Yankees, Tony.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you
on Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.